Is this the dog from Air Bud?
He looks like it, but no.
Buddy, you don't, see he answered, I'm telling you, this is the dog from Air Bud right here. Devin,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You have a very
This
firm
one is
handshake.
oh, well thank you.
Yeah, are you in business or?
You just want my number?
Yeah.
Okay, 519.
Fellas, have you ever wanted to talk to a girl but don't know how to do it without coming off as creepy or just weird? Maybe you just don't know what to say and then you'll end up standing there looking like an idiot. I'm gonna show you how to go up and approach a girl with confidence. Boom! Just like that. Stop overthinking and start doing. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to stop letting fear hold you back and start becoming that man you've always wanted to be, okay? So let's dive right in. Woo! It's important that you guys understand why a lot of girls label certain guys as being creepy or weird, right? So I'm gonna simplify it for you. It just boils down to not being socially calibrated, right? So the average guy is, let's just be honest, not socially calibrated now. They're growing up with devices glued to their hands, right? They spend too much time, you know, trapped in their phones and video games, right? They don't get out and actually speak to people in person. If they do speak to people, it's via the internet or, you know, online, right? They don't actually practice those social skills. So of course, they're not gonna be socially calibrated. So how do you get better at being socially calibrated? You go out and talk to more people. Now, this doesn't mean that, you know, you restrict yourself to going to bars and clubs on Friday and Saturday. That's a good way, but you could also go out and join more clubs, right? You could go out and take more classes, you know, put yourself into social environments more often. Or what I did was I was very introverted, right? I still am. We'll just keep that between me and you, all right? What I would do is I would go out and I would speak to everybody that I saw, whether I was just going to the grocery store, whether I was taking the bus. I would interact with every stranger that I saw, and each time I would get better and better at reading people, right? At being socially calibrated. I have complete confidence in myself that I could walk into whatever room, throw me in any room, right? I could be personable and get to know people and carry the conversation and own the room, right? It's a skill, but I had to earn that, right? If you want to go up and approach girls, start slow. Start by being able to go up and approach guys. Being personable is a skill in itself, right? So, practice incorporating going up to strangers on a regular basis. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, just go up and say hi, smile, compliment guys and girls, right? Just be kind, right? Be social. Everybody you see, go up and say hi. So first I'm gonna rattle off some common mistakes that guys make being creepy, okay? I could make a whole 3-hour video on that alone, so make sure you subscribe for more because I'll have plenty more videos like that coming out soon. But these are the mistakes you want to avoid. And then I'm gonna go into 6 ways that you can approach a girl to not be creepy, to show more confidence, all right? So let's dive right in. So, common mistakes that guys make approaching girls, right? A lot of it stems from eye contact. They're either staring for too long and don't break eye contact, right? They're being way too aggressive in the way they stare. Like imagine if I just made the whole video like this, right? Like I wouldn't break, I wouldn't blink. Or they look around when they're speaking to the girl, right? Or they're speaking to somebody. I see this all the time too. I'll talk to guys and they can't even make eye contact, right? And it just shows that they're one, shy or introverted, which is fine, but a lot of girls don't necessarily like that. 2 is that they're shifty. They're trying to hide something, right? 3, they're not confident in themselves, which is not attractive to girls. And it's just a whole host of other problems, right? So practice making eye contact. Another thing that guys do is they approach a girl and they have no social awareness, right? We talked earlier about why girls perceive guys as being creepy. But like, guys will go up and they'll approach girls who are in mid-conversation with someone and say, hey, I thought you were cute and I had to say hi, and they won't even like acknowledge the person that they're talking to, right? Like, if you're gonna go and do that, go up and say, hey, sorry, I know this is random, right? I didn't mean to interrupt anything. Address the friend too, right? I thought she was cute, so I had to come up and say hi. Look at both of them. Don't leave one friend out of the mix, because then that friend is just gonna convince the girl like, okay, this guy was weird, right? Because he wasn't socially calibrated, right? So you just wanna make sure you're observant of your surroundings, right? Another thing that guys do wrong is they'll approach a girl from behind, right? And it startles the girl, it puts her in defense mode. And you don't want to be fighting defense mode, okay? Because it's very hard to come back from that. So be socially aware, right? So let's talk about things you can do now, today, to improve your chances of getting a girl's number and start approaching girls with confidence. So, dress to impress, right? You've probably heard this before. Look good, feel good, but there's so much truth in this, right? A lot of guys, they don't feel confident in themselves. You can tell. They're walking around with mustard-stained shirts, right? They just kind of throw on anything that they're wearing on their floor. And because of this, this translates in their actions and how they carry themselves. They walk around like they just rolled out of bed. How you carry yourself is so key because 80% of communication is nonverbal, right? So a girl is already going to be judging you on how you're dressed, on how you carry yourself, how you move, right? So make sure to actually put effort into your appearance because this will translate in how you speak and how you carry yourself, right? So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot before you even open your mouth. So another thing you can do to help out your interactions with girls is approach people every day, right? I talked about this earlier, but if you have a job where you spend a lot of time at home, right? You're on the computer all day, that is not doing anything to your social skills, right? So maybe go to the mall for an hour a day, right? Maybe start going to classes, start going and doing yoga, right? Getting out. Again, like I mentioned before, put yourself in these social situations so you can talk to more people. Now, let's say you commute to work. You could talk to so many people on the bus, on the subway, and it doesn't have to be anything overwhelming, but just, basic conversation. What you can do to improve your results and get somebody to open up more is just to ask them questions about themselves, right? Guys and girls alike, who doesn't like to talk about themselves, right? So talk less about you and ask more questions about them, right? But you don't want to make it come off as, it's in a prying and interrogative way. What you could do is ask a question, make a statement, right? So to get out of that interview mode, right? Ask a question, make a statement, and then, get them to open up more, right? But you're gonna get better with each approach you do, okay? That's one thing you can do. As you're walking by people on the street, practice making eye contact. No more looking at your shoes and looking at your phone as you walk by somebody, okay? Walk by, hold eye contact, smile, right? Give a genuine smile or a smirk, right? But do it with everybody that you walk by, everybody that you make contact with, okay? Because that is going to make you better every single time, okay? You can even practice making eye contact with a camera, right? See what your smirking is like, what your smiling is like. View it back, or even do it in a mirror, right? If you can't hold eye contact with yourself, how do you expect to pick up girls? You need to be able to make eye contact. Another thing that you can do is adjust your tone based on where you are, right? So if you were to go up and approach a girl at a library, you probably wouldn't go up and approach her like this, right? Excuse me, hi. I thought you were cute, so I had to come up and say hi. Or, excuse me, hi, I just wanted to let you know that book is so good. I've read it 6 times. You have really good taste. But you approach her in a way where it's not, like, you want to be like a chameleon, right? You want to blend into your surroundings, right? Same can be true, if you approach a girl at a study hall, right? Or if you approach a girl in a quiet classroom, whatever the case is, you want to cater your tone of voice, right? If you're outside, you can speak a little louder than you would when you're inside, right? But again, that's why a lot of guys come off as creepy, because they're not socially calibrated. So adjust your tone of voice dependent on where you are. And guys, I realize that, a lot of guys will spend time online searching up the best pickup lines to use. I may have given you some, right? But you do not want to come off as too scripted, right? A lot of guys, they'll kind of plan out this script in their head, or they'll have these openers that they're going to use, and then they stick to them come hell or high water, right? And the girl can sense if a guy's being truly authentic or not, right? She wants to go home and tell her friends, you know what? I met this guy, the conversation just unraveled naturally. She doesn't want to tell her friends, yeah, this guy was lame and just approached me and used all these pickup lines. Sounded like he was reading off a script, right? Had all this stuff planned, right? So you can have these lines in the back of your mind, but it's all in the delivery, right? If you go up to a girl and let's say you're gonna go up and say, I thought you were cute, so I had to come up and say hi. If you go up and say, hey, I thought you were cute, so I had to come up and say hi, right? Like you're trying to remember the line, or you just go, hey, excuse me, Hi. Pause. I thought you were cute, so I had to come up and say hi, right? Pausing is so important because it doesn't make it seem as scripted, right? So you guys know now how to carry yourselves, right? Dress to impress. Make sure you wear clothes you feel confident in. Make sure you're socially calibrated. You're observing where the girl is, what you guys are doing at the time, so you know how to cater your approach, right? You're showing confident body language when you go up. Because remember, 80% of communication is nonverbal. You're approaching people more often. You're going up and saying hi to strangers. You're asking questions, getting them to open up about themselves, all right? Utilize these tactics, guys, and I guarantee you will get more girls, okay? So you know now how to come off as not creepy. But what do you say to get the conversation going, right? How do you start the conversation? These right here are 5 conversational openers that will kick off the conversation in a fun and flirty way, okay? So stay tuned for those.